everybody! Yes, today I need to debunk this prejudice. Is really Mannpower an unfun game mode? Something totally unrelated to TF2? Well, maybe the latter is true, but I found it pretty funny for some casual moments. So, let's look at the latest map they introduced when Mannpower exited beta status. Here, in the backyard, there are some lava tunnels. This space is pretty wasted. Enemies can use them to hide before grabbing the intel maybe, or you can take some spawning power up here and there. Else, it's the wrong side of the map. Here is your spinning room again. In this place, you'll get a temporary crit power-up if enemies are capturing intel after intel, just as a helping tool. Then what I appreciate of this map is the extraordinary number of flanking and alternate routes. Every part of the map has some. There are rooms with spawns, random power-ups sometimes, other with medkits, a lot of always between them, a lot of verticality. That's what might be good for Mannpower. The first iteration of CTF maps they had it when it was in beta were just flat maps, coming from other game modes. Hellfire instead has a lot of rooms above other rooms. Vertical routing at its best. As you're seeing, I'm going Pyro, because I think it's one of the most suited class, which benefit the use of the grappling. For its nature, he's a flanking and close-quarter attacker, and the grappling helps tremendously at that. By going score shot then, I'm able to harass people, dodging them in the air and stop their grappling run. As the primary, I'm going with my stock Goldie bot killer, but a flog could be another viable way to play, or back burner if the grappling hook gives you the ability to really hide behind the enemy. About the other possible classes, I don't see much benefit from blast classes like Demoman or Soldier. Enemies have a lot of free movement. Even heavies can fly around the map. Aiming with your rockets, pills and sticky isn't the best. If anything, I've seen some nasty Demoman getting the knockout power up, the one that limits you to a melee-only beast. This pretty much gives no cons to a Demonite, but one-shot kill every class its sword can pick. It's amazing. And the grappling serves as a perpetual mini-charge, until your shield is ready again. Also scouts are perfectly viable as well. Heavies got a bit nerfed, with their grappling flyers lower than the other class. But still a good class to test if you start grabbing while landing after a grapple fly. One part very important is that you can't capture the enemy intel if yours is in the hands of the enemy. You get a point only when you drop the enemy intel over yours at spawn. You can trade your power-ups. Just press L to drop the current one and you'll be able to get another, better suited for you. For example, I'm not a big fan of Supernova, as its power resides in an alternate fire when you shoot a grappling hook. My current TF2 config denies me to scroll to the grappling hook and press mouse 2. I should every time press 6. Yes, 6 is the grappling hook weapon slot, and then mouse 2. That's too hard. I rather prefer some different power-ups and live happy. Strength, for example, gives increased damage to your weapons and a higher HP. Good, very good. What I miss in this game is a brief explanation of what a power-up does when you picked it. Instead, there isn't any. The only way to discover what they do is through the wiki, or when an enemy kills you. You might be able to see the description of the power-up he was carrying. A bit too late to know, I would say. A very usable setup I did for MVM and Mannpower as a collateral thing is remapping the action button to something nearer to the strafe buttons of my keyboard. The action key is used for canteens in MVM and to launch the grappling hook in Mannpower. Pressing H as default is way too far. I have binded my action button to R as Romeo because I have auto-reload applied. It's awesome for this game mode. You can run like Spider-Man from wall to wall with no problem. Now that enemies have been crushed 6-2, they are given a temporary 30 seconds crits bonus power-up. They just need to pass through the K icon beside their spawn. Many people don't realize that simple thing. It's a necessity if your team is being steamrolled by the enemy. In the end, we are getting the power-up whereas they are respawning without. At least the crits power-up helps to balance out the situation. The color of the power-up shows if they are pickable by any team, in that case they are yellow, or only by reds or blue. If you kill an enemy with a power-up, likely it drops as a power-up for your team, and you'll stole that baby from the corpse of your opponent. The knockback power-up, the one with the melee only restriction, does the same, even before the enemy is dead. A simple punch, and it loses its power-up on ground. Oh, a sticky trap. That one is one of the cases where the Ademo Man might be useful. Good job, dude. Still, a well-assessed score shot and its position could be in danger. As a Pyro, I love the agility power-up. Run speed and grappling speed is increased, and you can really circle strafing any enemy while burning it to hell so easily. The plug is another example of an harassing power-up. You just touch your enemy, not even with a weapon, and it starts bleeding. And it will die in 10 seconds unless it picks a medkit around. It can be very useful as spy, because you can infiltrate the other enemy. Oh, about my melee, I'm using the back scratcher because you'll hardly find any dispenser or medic in this game mode. You better rely on medkit for survivability. This way, the increased health each medkit gives you is a godsend. Plus, the increased melee damage is a nice touch. So far, in the end, is this game mode so unfunny? I don't know. I agree with you that it is something very different from the stock TF2. Some classes really loses their utility, for example. If also the power-ups gives you health back or better resistances, why anyone should go medic then? In fact, I don't see a proper use of them, frankly. Same applies maybe for snipers, when the enemy is all floating in the air, and even heavies can fly faster than when run. Your job becomes something difficult. Henges are good, but apart from regeneration power-ups, which gives you ammo, metal and HP, I don't see the class really benefiting the power-ups or the hook at all. Still, your sentry can be very useful to defend the intel, or the middle of the map nonetheless, as like as in any other TF2 game modes, really. So far, my personal opinion? Well, after the refinements that Mannpower got out of the beta, I think it might be an enjoyable experience if you think it as a deviation from the stock TF2. It's like a totally new game, just with the same cartoony and funny classes and your backpack and funny voices you know and love already. That's what Valve is doing, offering a game and letting you playing at least 4 TF2, MVM, Mannpower, maybe pastime when it will exit its beta state. Consider them 4 different entities, and you could have fun at playing every bits of them. What do you personally think about Mannpowers? Did you test it with the latest map suited and created for this game mode? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.